3 NT significant figures and decimal places. Now in this example, we are going to round this number 25.6389 correct to one decimal place on two decimal places. Now when we are looking at the first decimal place, we need to first identify the position of the decimal place. So the decimal place is over here. So this will be the decimal place. The first number right after the decimal place will be the first decimal place, which is 6. So since we are going to round this off to two decimal places, to one decimal place, I'll need to look at the second decimal place number, which is 3. Now, is 3 more or less than 5? Well, 3 is less than 5. So in this case, I need to round down. So my answer will be approximately 25.6 corrected to one decimal place. Similarly, how are we going to change this number to two decimal places? Now first we need to identify the decimal place position. So this is the decimal place itself. So we are going to find the first number right after the decimal dot. So this will be the first decimal place, and this will be our second decimal place. Since we are going to look at the final answer in two decimal places, we will need to look at the third decimal place number. So now this is 8. Is this more or less than 5? Since this is more than 5, I will need to round up the number, and we will get 25.64 corrected to two decimal places. 3 NT significant figures and decimal places. Now in this question, we are going to round off the number 506423 corrected to two significant figure. Now what is a significant figure? It is the numbers that is following after the first non-zero number. So in this case, what is the first non-zero number? The first non-zero number here is 5. So 5 will be the first sig fig, following on which all the numbers that follows behind this number are significant figures, even if the number is 0. So our second significant figure will now be the number 0. Now let's take a look at our question. Now the question says we want to round off the number to two significant figures. So in this case, we will need to look at the third significant number, which is 6. Let's take a look. Is this more than 5 or less than 5? Well, this is more than 5. So what we're going to do, we are going to round up. And this number will be 51. Then, well, many of you will think that, so if this is two sig fig, am I going to just leave 51 as my answer? Now, in this case down here, this number itself has a place value. It is 500,000, 6,423. So we cannot round this number to just only simply as 51, because 500,000 and 51 are not the same value, same place value. So what can we do to make it of the correct place value? We will need to change all the numbers at the back to become 0. So this will give me 510,000 to be in two significant figures. Okay, next one. Now we're going to look at this number again, 506423, and we're going to round it off to three significant figures. So the first non-zero number is 5. So this one will be our first sig fig, following which 0 will be the second sig fig, 6 will be the third sig fig. But in order to round off the answer to three significant figures, I'll need to look at the fourth sig fig, which is the number 4. Now, is this number bigger or less than 5? Well, this number is less than 5, hence we will need to round down. So in this case, our number will be 506. But let's take a look. The number over here is 423, sorry. So in this case, the place value cannot be simply just changed to be 506. So what do we need to do? We need to add zeros at the back to make it of the correct place value. And hence this will be 3 significant figures. Three NT significant figures and decimal places. First, let's look at the following number, and we will want to try to correct it to 3 significant figure. What is the meaning of significant? It means the first non-zero number, that is shown, and followed by the remaining numbers that are going to be meaningful. So in this case, I have 0.006788472. 6 is the first non-zero number, so this will be the first significant figure, followed by 7 as the second and 8 as the third significant figure. Since the question asks us to round it off to 3 significant figure, we will need to look at the fourth sig fig. This is the fourth sig fig, which is actually less than 5. So in this case, we are going to round this number down, and we will only write the first 3 significant figure, which is 0.00678 3SF. Now the zeros in front are the numbers that help us to put the number at the correct place value. They are not significant figures. Now, how about rounding off to 4 significant figures? Let's take a look at this number. So 6 is the first non-zero number. That means it's the first significant figure. This will be the second for 7, third, and fourth. In order to round it off to 4 significant figure, I need to look at the fifth sig fig, which is the number 7. But since 7 is already more than 5, I will need to round up the fourth significant figure, and therefore we will be getting 0.00678 for SF. Next one. Calculate the following. The questions already say calculate, so we are going to key this directly into our calculator. Without further ado, we will be able to get the answer. 9.98.5 plus 6.93 over 4.32, and we will be able to get, changing it to decimal place, you'll get this number 24.40509.259, which is what is shown in the calculator. Now, when the value is not exact, what do? We round it off to 3 significant figures. So where is the first non-zero number? So the first non-zero number is actually 2, so this will be the first significant figure, after which will be the second sig fig and the third sig fig. Now, where is the fourth sig fig? Although this is 0, but it's the fourth one after the first non-zero number, so this is actually a significant figure. So let's take a look. If this fourth sig fig is 0, do we need round up or round down? So in this case, we will need to round down for the number, and we will get 24.4 3SF. Next question. Now take a look at this question. It is actually different from the previous question. Okay, in the previous question, the instruction was to calculate. So you can key everything directly into the calculator. But in this round, it explicitly says by rounding each number to one second figure. That means every single number, I need to round them off to one sig fig. So the moment I do this, I'll need to use an approximation sign. I'll still have my fraction, but for my first number, this is 3.26. The first sig fig will be 3, so I'm going to look at the second sig fig, which is 2. What do? Do I round up or do I round down? This number is less than 5, therefore I round down, and the one sig fig will be just 3. Multiply by the second number. The second one, the first sig fig will be 3, but this is not just 3, this means 30. So I'll need to make sure my final answer will look like 30 or 40. Okay, and let us look at our second sig fig. Second sig fig will be 8, and 8 is actually more than 5, so what do? We will round the first number up, and instead of 30, it will become 40. 40. So we cannot just write it as 4. We need to write it in the correct place value, 40. Now let's look at our denominator. This is 8. And the second sig fig is 3. What do? We'll need to round down, and that will be 8. Minus the number over here. 1 is the first sig fig. The second sig fig is 8. So we'll need to, it will be more than 5, so we need to round up. And instead of 1, it will become 2. And now we work this out. 3 times 40 will give you 120. 8 minus 2 will give you 6, and this will approximately be estimated to the value 20. And this will be the answer.